Hi, glad to see you all here today. What we're going to talk about today is, the first thing is responsive doubles. And we finished negative doubles last class. We're on the top corner and the back of the convention card, responsive doubles. And I always checked off that I played responsive doubles even before I knew what they were. Because everybody did. So if they did it, I did it. I figured, well, I could figure it out. And fortunately for me, for a long time, I never played with somebody who was a good enough bidder who really knew what they were anyway, so I could get by with it. But after a while, I started playing with good players, and they really expected me to know what the bids meant. I learned what it meant, but it was a long time before I know what they meant. And it's really not that hard, and they're very useful. And you can see they're in black in the convention card. That means people play them, they don't need to be alerted. It's standard. Some of it you can figure it out yourself, but when I explain it to you, hopefully it all fit together. Anyway, what responsive doubles are: your left-hand opponent opens, and your partner doubles, and then your partner either makes a takeout double, and then your right-hand opponent raises their partner, right? Right, so the opponents have agreed on a suit, and your partner either doubled or made a takeout double. If you make a double at this point, it's responsive. And on the convention card, it tells you how high do you want to play it through. And standard is 3 spades. That's what most people mark on their convention cards. Like if I'm playing with somebody, and I don't expect to be playing with them like every day, it's 3 spades, because I don't want to spend my life going through the convention card, right? So 3 spades is what most people will mark. However, if you play with somebody like all the time, you might want to make it higher, and you probably do. It's common to play them through 4 diamonds or as high as you want to play them. It's a useful bid, and what you should think about, if they already agreed on a suit, do you really want to make a penalty double? Almost never, right? Usually when you want to double them, it's when they didn't agree on a suit and now you're going to hammer them. Or you pushed them up where they didn't want to go and now you want to double them. But if they agreed voluntarily, you know, they opened and supported it voluntarily, you are almost never doubling for penalty. So anyway, you probably want it to be higher. But if you don't want to spend forever filling out the convention card, just mark 3 spades. All right. It always shows 2 suits, the responsive double. And of course, it's not the suits that they're bidding, right?
They only bid 1 suit, so
Right.
you're showing 2 of the 3 remaining suits?
Exactly right. There's a seat back there. Yeah. So you're showing 2 of the other suits, right? They only bid 1 suit. And if your partner bid a suit, then it's the other 2 suits, right? Then you know which 2 suits it is, right? If partner doubled, what you should have is 4 cards and 2 of those unbid suits. And that's all you need is 4.
But you could have more than 4, but at least 4?
No, not if they doubled, you have 4.
Exactly 4?
Exactly 4. It's usually exactly 4. Because if you had a 5-card suit, what would you do? Bid the damn suit, right? Your partner doubled, your partner wanted you to bid. If you're sitting here with a 5-card suit, it's almost always losing bridge to hope your partner's gonna bid your 5-card suit for you. Like, just think about it, you got 5 of them, that means there's only 8 out. You're hoping your partner has 4 of the other 8. If it's your birthday, it'll happen, otherwise it won't. So typically, it's 4-4 over the double. And remember what a double means, right? If your partner doubles, right? Left-hand opponent open, your partner doubled. What's your partner showing?
Said the other suit.
Well, he's got support for 3 unbid suits typically.
Not typically. The 3 unbid suits, he has to have at least 3 cards in all 3 of them.
Yeah.
He's not promising 4 in a major. He's just promising support, at least 3-card support in those other 3 suits. That's what he's showing,
And shortness in the opener suit.
usually. But you could do it without shortness, but this is what you're promising. You bid, I'm promising you 3 cards on whatever you bid. And I have an opening hand in support of whatever you bid. Those are the 2 things that it promises.
Opening hand, yeah.
At least 3 cards in the other 3 suits, and an opening hand in support of those other 3 suits. The exception is, and it comes up on occasion but not too often, if you have 17 or more, you could just double without support of the other 3 suits. You could double and then bid your suit. But if you double and then bid your suit, you better have 17 or more or have a very understanding partner, which wouldn't be me.
I didn't know what you were saying.
So with 17 or more, you're entitled to double and bid. But if you don't have 17 or more, you're not entitled to double and bid. Okay. Sometimes your partner overcalled, right? Right, when your left-hand opponent bid something, your partner bid something, right?
Mhm.
If your partner overcalled, what's your partner showing?
5 cards.
Yeah, you should be showing 5 cards almost all the time, right? And it should be good 5 cards, right? Shouldn't be like 5 to the 8, right? So it should be like a good 5-card suit. And what else are they showing? Nothing, right?
No. What points do they have to have? Don't
Well-
they have to have 9?
No, for a 1-level overcall,
6 to 9?
yeah, you could do it 6 or more. It doesn't have to be 6 to
Okay.
9, but 6 or more.
Okay,
The point is, you're not showing a good hand with an overcall, right?
right.
No.
You're just showing a good suit. You're telling partner, I want to compete in my suit. I'm not promising anything in any of the other suits. So if you want to go off and play in another suit, it's on you. Like, I haven't promised you anything but my suit. So that's the case where either you have more than 4 cards in the unbid suits, or you have additional strength that you can make the bid, right? Because your partner's not promising help in your 2 suits. You know, you could have a 5-card suit, maybe even a 6-card suit, and he might have 2 doubletons in your suit and 3 somewhere else. So that's the kind when you can have more than 4, because your partners, think about your partner's hand. What do they got? What are they promising? An overcall, they're not promising help for you. A common mistake is, I don't like my partner's suit, I'm going to improve the contract. On your lucky day, you'll do that. Most of the time, you won't. Most of the time, you'll have a mismatch. If you're playing against good people, they'll double you, and you'll learn not to do that. Basically, when you have a mismatch, the rule is get out as fast as you can, right? Don't keep bidding. Like, you're not doubled yet. Stop. You don't wait till you are. So anyway, if your partner bid instead of doubling, you can't expect any help from your partner except in their suit. Now, sometimes, some people promise, I would say it's common, but not always. A tolerance for partner's suit. That's something you might want to discuss with your partner. A tolerance for your partner's suit means, how many do I have? What's a tolerance?
2.
Two, exactly two, right? If I have 3, we just play in your suit, right? You showed 5, I have 3, we're good to go, right? If I have 1, that ain't a tolerance, right? So I got 2 of them. But if I have 2, and I'm 4-4 in the other 2 suits, I could make that responsive double, and if you should not bid one of my suits, I'll just put you back in your suit. Because I got 2 of them for you, it won't be too bad, right? It won't be like I'm void, right? So I won't be worried about digging my own grave here, right? So if you have a tolerance in your partner's suit, you have a little bit more flexibility to make that responsive double. It's thinking ahead. What am I gonna bid if my partner bids what I don't wanna hear? And you can't decide afterwards, right? A lot of people, well, I'll just see what happens. There's no seeing what happens in bridge. Not by good players. They're always thinking about what could happen, what's likely to happen, and what I'm gonna do about it. So anyway, a lot of people do that. I promise a tolerance in partner suit if I don't have a really good hand or extreme distribution. Like if I'm 6-6, we're playing in one of my suits. But if I'm 4-4,
Who knows?
yeah, I'll make that responsive double if I have 2 cards in your suit. Because if you don't bid one of my 4-card suits, I just put you back in yours. And it's always good bridge when you have a mismatch to make sure your partner plays it.
Let him have the fun.
Okay, the general guidelines, but it depends on distribution, which kind of responsive double. 6+ points to push it to the 2 level, 8+ points to push it to the 3 level, 10+ points to push it to the 4 level. Okay, let's take a look at a couple auctions here.
Oh, I wonder that one. I wonder.
Sorry, I picked the wrong sheet. Not that auction. We'll get to that auction on the next page. 1 diamond, double, 2 diamonds, double.
You're the last double.
Well, this last double is what though? This is your classic responsive double, right? What would I have? This,
full force suit with
6+ points.
6+.
yeah, and typically here, this auction shows both majors. It's not clubs and a major, it's both majors. Why? Because I said so? That's never the answer, right? Why is it both majors? Why is it not clubs and a major?
Because you don't want to go up a level?
Yeah, they got
You're
the free
doing
level.
Well, think about it. If I was not talking to you about responsive doubles and you had only one major, what would you do? You'd bid it, right? Just because we're learning about responsive doubles doesn't mean you get to throw out everything you ever learned, right? Your partner doubled, right? He doubled. He's looking for a major. You got one. Bid it. So if you double, you better have both majors, right? It's not clubs and a major. If you have clubs and a major, you just bid it. That's what your partner was looking for, right? Right? When he doubled to begin with, he's essentially telling you, hey, you got a major? Well, no, because I learned about responsive doubles, so I'm not showing you. Right? You show your major. So that's how you can remember it. It's both majors and not to be tunnel vision. Responsive doubles are something to help you, not to make you have another barrier to becoming a good bidder. It's something to let you show both your majors. Okay, here's another one. A bit of heart, double, 2 hearts, double. What am I showing?
The
4
other,
card spades. 4 card for the other major spades.
I'd shoot you for that.
Oh dear.
If I have spades, what am I gonna do?
You did.
Bid them, right? I'm not doubling.
That's why I'm saying
So
4
you're showing
card.
the 2 minors.
Right, because if I have spades, my partner asked me to bid spades when he doubled. If I got 4 of them, I'm not keeping it a secret. Doesn't matter if I have spades and a minor. I'm gonna bid the spades. My partner asked me to bid them, I'm bidding them, right?
Even if it's just a 4 card then.
Sure, my partner's asking me if I have 4. He probably doesn't have 5, or he would have bid them, right?
Yeah, because you couldn't overcall.
Well, he could have bid 1 spade, right, if he had 5, right?
Sure.
So here, if you have spades, you bid them. So that means you don't have spades, right? And you certainly don't want to be playing hearts after they bid them in support of them. So it's just what you said. This is both minors.
So how many spades do you have?
I'm not saying anything about how many spades I have, but I don't have 4. It's 3 or less, because if I had 4, I'm gonna bid them. My partner was looking for me to bid spades. When I don't bid spades, I don't got them. Right?
If you have 4 ratty spades, though, you,
Doesn't matter what I bid. Well, I had 4 to the 6, you'd be hearing them.
Yeah, he might have ace, king, queen, X.
Well, whether he does or he doesn't,
right,
he's probably has 4. He doesn't guarantee 4, right? But he probably has 4. If they have the high spades, no matter what contract you're gonna be in, you're gonna lose them. You're gonna lose them anyway.
okay.
So you might as well make your little ones good, right? Maybe you get to rough something here. So no matter how bad they are, if you have 4 spades, you bid them.
that's a hard one for me to swallow.
So
Have her say it
basically,
again.
if you have something like this, this is be your typical king, 9, 6, 4, hearts, 5, diamonds, king, 10, 5, 3, clubs, ace, 9, 8, 4.
So with that hand, you're gonna raise spades.
I'm gonna bid spades, right? Don't trot out the responsive double because I had learned responsive doubles today. your partner is looking for spades, almost for sure, you got them. You gotta show them.
With 10 high card points, would you jump?
Well, you're typically, that's a tough question, because
He's singleton.
your partner is showing an opening hand in support of spades, right, when he doubles. And you do have 10 high card points with that. On the other hand, your partner is not promising 4 spades. He might only have 3, right? He could have 3 spades for that double and 12 or 13 points. If your partner only has 3 spades and 12 or 13 points, your jump is going to put a lot of pressure on it. So the answer is, it depends how aggressive you want to be. Like, you certainly have good values, and you certainly can think about jumping, but it's dangerous because, you know, you might be in a 7-card spade suit, and you might be too high. Like, if you only have a 7-card trump suit, you're usually not making your contract at the 3 level. So I would say if you had a 5th spade, now I'm jumping. Without that 5th spade, I'd content myself with 2 spades and hope that my partner would invite, and then I would take the invitation.
Yeah.
So that's how I would do it. But you're right, you know, maybe your partner has 4 spades and 14 points, and you belong in 4 spades, then he might chicken out and pass you in 2 spades. Okay, that's responsive doubles. Any questions on that? Does it fit together for you?
What happens if left-hand opponent opens a diamond, your partner doubles, the opponent's bit of the heart? If you double in that particular case, you're showing the other 2 suits, but it's not a responsive double.
Correct. Basically, it's not a responsive double. You're showing the other 2 suits.
Although you would since you wouldn't know if he had 4 spades, but.
Yeah. But but here you're showing 4 spades and 4 clubs, right? Without the 4 clubs,
You bid it.
I would typically bid a spade. Hmm?
Okay, change the heart bids to spades. 1 spade, double, 2 spades, double. Does that still show both minors? Because you can't bid hearts now without going up a level.
Yeah, but now, in either case, you know, your partner is showing an opening hand in support of hearts. So if you had 4 hearts, you can easily bid 3 hearts. Whether you wanted to stretch and bid 4 hearts depends how brave you are.
And you have to have 8+ points, right?
Yeah, basically, your partner's telling you it's safe at the 2 level, but maybe not at the 3 level, right? So you gotta have some additional values. You are correct. Any other thing about responsive doubles? Okay, the next thing is, right next to responsive doubles are maximal doubles. And maximal doubles are easy. There's almost nothing to them. The only thing you have to be sure of when you check it off, just because it's easy for you, your partner needs to know that you're playing them and they need to know what they are. Like, you can't play anything by yourself when it comes to bidding. Your typical maximal double is one of two things. Either they're bidding hearts and you and your partner have agreed on spades. The other one is they're bidding diamonds and you and your partner have agreed on hearts. Those are the only two times when maximal doubles come into play. And it's comes up relatively frequently, especially this one, right? When one of you have hearts and one has spades. And so you have an auction like this I had on the board before. You, one spade, your left-hand opponent, bids two hearts, your partner likes your spades, your right-hand opponent, they like hearts. Now it's you. Now let me ask you, what does it mean if you bid three spades?
Want to play it?
Am I inviting?
Yes,
or-
you're
or-
inviting.
Or I'm not inviting?
You're
Well,
invited.
you're both right, because if you didn't agree on it, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You have to agree on what it means before you sit down. It could be, like Cheryl said, it could be inviting, or it could be, like you said, it could be, we're done. That's where maximal doubles come in. If I just put that question to you, and we didn't discuss what we're playing, you don't know what it means. How would you, right? You'd have to you'd have to look at your convention card, which is illegal for some strange reason, and see what you're playing. But if you're playing maximal doubles, three spades is to play. It means,
Cut off.
yeah, I don't have anything extra, but I think we could make three spades. But I'm not inviting you to, like, if you keep going, you're gonna have a lot extra because I'm saying stop. But I'm prepared to play three spades and no more. What would I do if I wanted to invite then?
Yep.
Double.
That's where the maximal double come in. The maximal double is, the double is
You didn't like it.
an invitational. That means I'm not doubling for penalty, right? And again, it's rare when they agree voluntarily to go to the three level that you're, you know, they got a fit, right? And they volunteer to go here. How often do you double in penalty? Not very often, right? Once they agree and they go voluntarily, you haven't really pushed them. So you give up that penalty double. The double is invitational. So partner, and again, this is why your partner needs to know what you're playing, right? Like if your partner passes the double, it's not gonna be a pleasant conversation between you and your partner afterwards, right? Your partner has two choices. Your partner bids 3 spades, we're done. Or 4 spades, right? We already agreed on exactly 4 spades. I have some extras, so if you're inviting me, let's go. Those are the 2 bids. Pass is not one of the 2 bids, right?
Why not? Why not?
Because that's what a maximal double.
No, after there are 3 hearts, what if you pass?
No,
Oh, if I
double.
pass, it's different.
No, but, so it goes.
I'm
pass.
saying I bid 3 spades, right?
No, I won't- no.
All
it's
right,
not-
Well, you double.
I pass
You
3
double.
spades or I double. Like if I pass,
Pass is, no, I'm talking about passing the 3 hearts.
yeah, if I pass now,
Pass, okay, pass, and then cardinal doubles. What is that?
it's the same thing. It's a maximal double.
It's a maximal, so
Yeah,
that, okay, that's what I was looking
Yeah,
at.
yeah, it's a maximal double. You're correct in either position.
Okay.
It's a maximal double because we're giving up the penalty double because we're almost never gonna use it anyway. And I don't know whether we should be at 3 or 4, but I have a bit extra, so I'm gonna invite you. If you have a bit extra also, you go ahead. If you don't, stop at the 3 level. Whatever you do, don't play 3 hearts double.
And if for some reason I was lucky enough to have the 5 in the majors, I could pass his double for penalty.
That'd be an extreme, yeah,
Yeah.
occasionally you get that, right?
Right.
Yeah, that'd be, yeah. No convention eliminates the need to think, right?
Well, that's what I'm thinking about this.
Yeah, yeah, but you're right, if you're sitting there, with, 4, with support for your partner suit, but you're killer in their suit, and you're up to the 3 level, and you're vulnerable, yeah, then you would. Okay, that's maximal doubles, it's pretty easy, right? You double to invite,
So if you're doing that, they're more likely saying I have 16 plus points.
well, it depends who's doing it, like if I make the double at this point, I at least have a good 15, right?
Yeah.
But close to 16, maybe, and probably not 17, it's probably 15 to 16 points, right?
If your partner is the one that does the maximum, he's probably got 12 or more at that.
Right, right. So vision what your partner has shown so far, and if you have enough to go, you go, right? There's no need to invite. Like if I'm sitting here with 18 points,
You're going.
I'm going, right?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna have you pass me out.
Right.
But if I'm sitting here with,
12 to 13.
if I'm sitting here even with,
14.
even with a bad 16, I'm not so anxious to go on my own.
Well, my understanding is the reason for this is because they have eliminated any suit between that you could invite. In other words, if it had gone 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 2 spades, 3 diamonds, you have 3 hearts available to invite.
Correct. You're absolutely right. That's why you have the maximum up, because you have no room, right?
You have no room.
That's why it's hearts and spades, diamonds and hearts. Both cases, no room. That's why you play maximal doubles. Okay, any questions on maximal doubles? All right, and the last kind of doubles that we'll do,
So Jeff, if partner has values they haven't shown, right? So if partner has values they haven't shown, when you say, 3 spades to drop dead, then they'll go ahead and bid. I mean,
Well, they have to have significantly more. You're saying that
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
on
yeah.
the bottom.
oh, I get you,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
on the bottom. I have nothing
right.
to invite with.
So they should have made a Bergen raise or done something.
Uh,
did.
Basically, your 2 spade bid is probably wrong. They should have bid 3 hearts or
Right,
something
right.
like that
Okay,
in this bidding, right?
right.
If you have,
right.
better
If
hand.
if they were correct with 2 spades, then we all were done.
yeah, we are done,
We're
right?
done, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, and the last thing in the double section that we're gonna be talking about, support doubles and redoubles. And this is relatively modern compared to the others, like responsive doubles have been around forever. So maximal doubles, Eric Rodwell is the guy who came up with support doubles and redoubles. The point is, if the bidding goes something like 1 diamond, 1 spade, one no trump, what do I need to bid? What's the spade show? 6, right? It shows 6.
You opened a diamond, I bid a spade,
I bid a
you
no
bid no
trump,
trump,
and for you to rebid your spade, it
I gotta have
shows
6, not 5.
correct. Like, and again, usually, that's what I would expect. Now, sometimes you don't always have a good bid, right? There are sometimes you have to choose between bad bids, so you make the least bad bid, unless you're playing online, then you just wait for the clock to go out. But if you're playing live, you know, you gotta bid. And if you don't have a good bid, you still have to bid something, right? You're gonna make you. But it should show 6. Now, there are certain hands, like, hey, I got 5 spades, ace, king, queen, and my next best suit is 3 clubs to the 7. Yeah, I might not be real anxious to bid 2 clubs, but my partner's gonna expect 6. The point is, if you have 5, typically it's wrong, not always wrong, but typically, more often than not, if you rebid those spades with 5, it's wrong. And that's where some of you might remember, how do you find out if your partner has 3? That's new minor forcing, right? You bid 2 clubs and you would learn it as new minor forcing, asking if your partner has 3. Support doubles and redoubles are the same type of thing. You're telling your partner, instead of asking if they have 3, support doubles and redoubles, is you're telling your partner you have exactly 3. So if the bidding goes 1 diamond, 1 heart, one spade, right? What does that double show?
Support for the hearts.
It supports the hearts, right? And how many do I have? Exactly three, right? If I had four, I bid them, right? Remember, these conventions don't replace bids that do the job without them, right? Okay, we'll finish this next time, and, go ahead,
But you've got to alert that. On
What?
the card, the support double, you've got to alert it. Your partner would need to alert that what your double means.
No, they changed it, it's not alert anymore.
Well, it's red on that.
On the old one, it's
Oh, on the old
alert.
one and not on the new one. Yeah,
Right,
okay.
they changed, that's one of the changes they made. It's not alertable, but again, it shows 3 card support.
Okay.
And exactly 3 cards, right? Don't get lost because, well, I learned the support double, I'll do it with 4. If you have 4, get it. Okay, thanks for coming, I'll see you next time
On the first.
in the first.